Hello, and welcome to the Southern Fundamentalist. I wanted to make a video today concerning the October 22nd Facebook purge. This purge is an example of the enforcement of a social credit system, in my opinion. Because what I saw wasn't a purge of ideas. It wasn't saying, okay, this page on Facebook, this particular group, out of the hundreds and thousands, if not millions, groups, individual groups there are, and pages on Facebook, that there are for just about any subject. It's not saying, okay, this subject is taboo. What we saw on October 22nd was an attack on persons. It was saying this person isn't allowed on our forum anymore, isn't allowed on Facebook. We're not going to give any reasons. We're not going to say why. You're just cut. So we have to look when this happens. This was not only people's pages discussing hot political issues. It was their personal accounts that, where people have pictures of their wedding, their family, where families can tell you, okay, we're having a wedding, you need to come here, we're having an event. Okay, these people were canceled, given no reason why. But they were wiped off. Just disappeared. Everything that their lives, their history, gone. No excuse given. Facebook has ingrained itself to be a political figure. They are taking sides in the elections. We know that, but they're putting themselves to be a part of people's lives, and now we see that they are coming up with a sort of credit score where you don't know where you stand. They decide to make an example of you and completely shut you out of the community. Okay, so your average boomer will say, well, they're allowed to do that. They're a business. Businesses are allowed. Like I see in my hometown, small town, we have the right to refuse service to anyone. You can put that sign on your business all day long. It doesn't make it true. Now, I'm a small business owner myself. I do not have the right to refuse business to anyone, especially if they are in a special class, an approved class, someone who claims to be or promotes their sexual lifestyle that's deviant from the norm. Then that is an approved class, because the people who are approving this class have interest in damaging the family unit. That's why these people are the approved class. That's why they are promoted, especially by corporations. Families don't tend to spend money. A family is going to save money for hard times because you don't know what's coming up. A single person who is out there engaging in their own hedonistic world, according to their own hedonistic desires, hey, if they're covered by healthcare, they don't pretty much care. They don't have anybody else to look for or to take care of. And it's this boomer mentality. Okay, I won't say boomer. It's this mentality of the past generation that if it's good for business, then therefore it's morally good. I don't know how in the world we got there, but we got there. Boy, if it's good for the economy, that equals it's morally good. Why? And where in the world, reading the Bible, can you get that idea? That's just because some corporation is able to make more money, somehow that equals into moral goodness. These corporations are not Christian. They don't hold any moral value other than making them more money. And they can attach to whatever faux moral value that in the end run is going to benefit them making more money and becoming more powerful. Having control over people's life. When you have like Facebook, when you have this much control over people's life, you can control how people talk, how they act. They don't want to get kicked off. They don't want to be disconnected from their family members who have taken all the landlines out of their home, who don't write letters anymore and send them in the mail. Well, this is the way we do things now. And what happened to the guys on October 22nd is the same thing that the Postal Service says. We're not taking your mail anymore. It's the same thing of AT&T back 40, 50 years ago said, we're not providing you phone service anymore. It's the exact same thing. So why did they do that? And we can see a pattern. Most of the men that I knew were Christian and Southern. That goes against, look at this picture. Everything this guy stands for. This guy is atheist. And he is definitely not ethnically Southern. Could it be he just hates these people because he's a bigot? I don't see why not. I think the heart of it would be. These are not popular people in today's culture. He targeted them because of their religion. Christianity is a very exclusive religion. It's a very intolerant religion, and I'm proud of the intolerance of my religion, of my people's religion. Okay? Our Christianity that we've been practicing for hundreds and hundreds of years in northeastern Europe, that we brought here to this country with us, with our King James Bibles, our English versions given to the Anglo Church, is not a tolerant religion, and it's an exclusivist religion. Okay? We're not bringing this trash into our church to affect our families. Now, that means this guy in this picture, Mark Zuckerberg, is not invited and can never, ever be a part of my church. My church is going to be a group of my ethnic people who are going to understand my language, my history, and the way we've worshiped for years. And we're not changing that. We're not changing that a bit to bring someone like Mark Zuckerberg and to make him feel comfortable in the church. That's why Christianity is so wishy-washy. That's why you've seen over the past 50 years, since the end of the wars in Europe, that it's become an open church. And we will change everything in our church in order to have more members, because more members equal more money. And for some reason, more money equals morally good. And we went way off. And the people who say this is a Christian country, it's not a Christian country. When these men are dripping with gold and we're passing laws that legalize same-sex marriage, when the pastors are dripping with gold, when same-sex laws are being passed, and they're doing nothing up there but railing against Confederate statues, grandstanding, or whatever the men in Washington tell them to rail against, they're not Christian leaders anymore. They've sold out. It's apparent they've sold completely out. They have no moral authority over us. That's the Southern Baptist Convention. That's your Pope. If you're Catholic, look at them. They've sold out. On TV, buying stadiums to pack people in and sending them the authorized message of their secular leaders. Their secular masters tell them what is authorized to preach. That's why we in the underground church have to double down now. And, if we are not given a platform, then we're not given a platform. But we're starting to see that as we change and try to weaken our message, it does no good. We double down. God gave you to a specific group of people. Okay? If you're a father, God gave you to this group. It's your job to take care of them. Quit being weak. Look how effeminate the Christian church has become, especially the evangelical church. Look how effeminate it has become. Look at the music and the clothes these people wear. It's ridiculous. There's a few good ones out there who are standing up. I don't agree, and I've said this before, with everything that the new independent fundamental Baptists preach, but I don't have to agree with everything. At least they're men. At least they're not bending over to secular masters. Good. They're receiving persecution. That means you're doing something. So, yeah, get used to more of this. The social credit score. You're not going to know what it is. You're just going to know that you have a low one whenever you're booted off. But that's fine. We're going to get persecuted. We are going to be the persecuted generation. Okay, if we choose to have a place for our children and our grandchildren, then it is us who are going to be persecuted. And we just need to go ahead and swallow that pill and get used to it. And take our stripes and whatever's coming for us. But you don't have the choice to give up. If you're a Christian man, now you can give away your faith if you want to, and you can denounce Christ. But if you're a Christian man, you're the Lord of your household. And unpopularity and being kicked off social media platforms or being kicked out of your bank or being socially ostracized is not an excuse not to stand up for your kids and your grandkids. It's not an excuse. Okay? And I feel my heart goes out and I'm praying earnestly for these men who are being persecuted, who we saw on the 22nd. And we saw what happened to them. And worse is to come, fellas. Worse is to come. But we're here. And listen, the underground is where the truth is being told right now. We know that. And that's what we'll continue to share. We'll continue to meet in private, and we'll continue to fellowship with each other and to lift up and support each other. Thank you.